Thank you, Madam Speaker, and I thank the honourable member for this important question. It is important for members to note that our inshore fisheries management and conservation issues need our urgent attention. This has been the focus of government and the Ministry of Fisheries, while we improve and implement the management and conservation strategies for our coastal fisheries sector. The Ministry is currently working with all relevant partners and stakeholders to strengthen our partnership to enhance and improve the Ministry's role in raising awareness through educational activities. Madam Speaker, overfishing and illegal fishing is rampant across the country. The Ministry, through relevant partners, have worked together to effectively address the issue. An example to this work done last year is to identify hotspots through surveillance exercises. Through the assistance rendered to Fiji by asset providers, we are now able to focus our resources in areas of high risk. This has helped reduce illegal fishing in areas that were identified. Additionally, Madam Speaker, members of the House will be aware that the Ministry has ventured into a more proactive approach to ensure sustainability. These approaches include management options such as moratoriums, total bans, seasonal closures, and size limits. And these are some of the activities that are aimed at ensuring sustainability. Species that are protected through these management options include sea cucumber, coral, kaukaua and donu, grouper and coral trouts in English, turtle, shark and rays, last fish species such as hammerhead Maori rasi, which is Varnibode, bumhead parrotfish, which is Kalia, giant groupers, which is Kabu, and giant sweetlips, Ndreke Nitong. Madam Speaker, noting the coastal fisheries cover a vast area which is dispersed by geographic locations, raising awareness is not an easy task. To help address this, the Ministry of Fisheries, through collaborations and continuous work with NGOs, religious groups, academic institutions, and coastal communities, and through Fiji locally managed marine areas network. Moreover, collaboration with line agencies is also being strengthened. The focus of the Ministry of Fisheries is to work with line agencies in identifying ways to better improve the current state of coastal resources. Collaborations with the Ministry of Lands, Itoke Affairs, Environment, and the Ministry of Health are some of the immediate agencies that have been part of this fisheries forum. Items such as fisheries management, illegal, unregulated and unreported fishing, marine pollution, poaching, and lack of scientific data are some of the initiatives that are being dealt with through line agencies across Fiji. Madam Speaker, with the findings collected through collaboration and consultation, the Ministry of Fisheries is working to further develop high-risk areas worth protecting. The goal is to increase marine productivity through the establishment of carefully selected marine protected areas. This would ensure that fish stocks and associated biodiversity is sustained throughout Fiji's fisheries waters. As alluded to yesterday, fish wardens and strengthening of the important stakeholders is important. On the other hand, while our programs are aimed at improving fisheries management, the Ministry is also developing strong policy and regulatory arrangements that will ensure the achievement of sustainable goals. Work is currently being done to develop the first ever national fisheries policy. This policy highlights important short and long-term goals which include the need for scientific data, legislative provision, and the use of new technology to better understand how to manage fisheries resources. Madam Speaker, during the last Parliament sitting, I had given a statement on the establishment of the new Inshore Fisheries Management Division. This division has been established to address the current shortfall faced by the Ministry of Fisheries. While assessment has been done on the current gaps with coastal fisheries, the new division will have a core role to address these gaps. This includes collection of data, development of standard reporting templates, establishment of enforcement standard operating procedures, and to conduct mandatory surface and land patrols for coastal fisheries. Madam Speaker, with the assistance from the New Zealand government, Fiji will mirror the activities that are more proactive, resource-based, while decisions are made in a more holistic approach. Madam Speaker, to conclude, other important programs include the development of management plans, legislative amendments and training programs. These are all aimed at ensuring that strategic steps are taken to ensure the sustainability of our coastal resources. It is our hope that through these programs, Fiji as a nation is able to continue to sustain our marine resources. This will ensure better livelihoods for our future generations. Thank you, Madam Speaker.